Some foods, particularly those rich in sugar and saturated fats, can hinder deep sleep, reduce muscle protein synthesis, and elevate nighttime cortisol levels. This is crucial for those over 30, as the natural production of growth hormone and testosterone starts to decrease at this age. In this video, I will guide you through 6 impactful insights supported by neuroscience and physiology to enhance your eating habits and timing. Discover how to enhance your sleep and improve muscle recovery by identifying which foods to steer clear of, what to focus on, and a few straightforward, research-supported strategies you can start using tonight. If you discovered something valuable in this analysis, if any part of this speech ignited clarity, motivation, or a feeling of, "Why wasn't I aware of this earlier?" Now, let's move on to the next steps. Give this video a thumbs up so the algorithm recognizes its importance. Share your thoughts. Which protocol will you be experimenting with this evening? I go through and reply to a lot of them. Before we dive in, I'm curious to hear where you're tuning in from today. Leave a comment below and don't hesitate to reach out with any questions you may have. Make sure to click the subscribe button and enable notifications to stay updated on the top health tips from Senior Health. If you're tuning in at this moment, I want to feel your presence alongside me. If this video resonates with you, drop a 1 in the comments. Enter 0 for no. This channel aims to assist you in mastering biology using top-notch resources from neuroscience and physiology. Let's delve into the fundamental processes involved and explore how your pre-bedtime food choices might be impacting your body's recovery, rebuilding, or growth in ways you might not expect. We should begin with a core concept. Your body is more than a simple mechanism fueled by calories. It's a device that operates on a schedule. Almost every cell in your body, from your muscles to your liver, gut, and brain, adheres to a 24-hour cycle. The rhythms are coordinated by a central clock in the brain, known as the suprachiasmatic nucleus, located just above the roof of your mouth within the hypothalamus. However, that master clock is just one aspect of the narrative. Your organs, muscles, and even fat tissue contain their own peripheral clocks. These clocks are affected not only by light, but also by your eating schedule. This is the issue at hand. Eating late at night, particularly foods that are high in calories, fats, or sugars, disrupts your internal clocks. Your body seems to receive a cue that it's daytime once more, right when it was getting ready to rest. The outcome, a disruption in circadian rhythms. A study published in Current Biology in 2017 revealed that eating at irregular times disrupts the synchronization between the internal clocks of organs such as the liver and pancreas and the brain's master clock. This discrepancy elevates cortisol levels, boosts blood sugar, and negatively affects metabolic health. Additionally, it interferes with the overall structure and quality of your sleep during the night. While you might drift off, your body is still experiencing a level of mild stress. Your slow-wave sleep decreases, which is the deep anabolic phase of non-REM sleep, during which growth hormone levels rise and tissue repair takes place. You might find yourself waking up more frequently, even if those moments slip your mind, disrupting the flow of your sleep cycle. Have you ever indulged in a rich or sugary meal late at night and found that your dreams seemed more tumultuous? Have you ever woken up feeling as if you hardly slept, despite spending a full 8 hours in bed? That's a clear example of circadian disruption at work. As time goes on, it becomes increasingly significant. As we age, the strength of our circadian rhythm diminishes, resulting in the signals that differentiate day from night becoming less pronounced. Eating at the wrong times intensifies this confusion, making it even more difficult for your body to achieve the deep, restorative sleep that is essential for testosterone levels, muscle recovery, and cognitive function. This is what takes place in your brain during this event. Eating late at night stimulates your hypothalamus and digestive systems when they ought to be relaxing. Your body increases its core temperature, blood sugar remains elevated for an extended period, and melatonin, the hormone that signals the brain to initiate sleep, is inhibited. A 2020 study published in Nutrients revealed that even a small late-night meal can delay melatonin onset by as much as 90 minutes in healthy adults. What's the solution? A straightforward approach is to front-load your calories during the day and try to refrain from eating at least 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. This allows your insulin and digestive hormones to decrease gradually, enabling melatonin and growth hormone to function effectively during the initial stages of sleep. If you find yourself working late or training in the evening, there's no need to forego your post-workout nutrition. Just be mindful about it. In Part 4, we'll delve into optimal bedtime nutrition. The essential point to understand is that sleep is not merely a passive state. It is a biologically intricate process that depends on rhythm and timing. The timing of your last meal can significantly influence whether your night supports muscle and brain health or quietly detracts from it. Now that we grasp the significance of timing in your meals, let's delve into the specifics of your food choices, particularly during those last hours before sleep. Numerous individuals turn to their favorite indulgent snacks during the late hours. It's easy to see why, as the day's stress fades, willpower diminishes, and the immediate comfort of sugary or fatty snacks seems appealing. However, the processes occurring within your body and brain reveal a contrasting narrative. Research indicates that eating high glycemic or high-fat foods 1 to 2 hours before sleep can greatly disrupt sleep quality and hormonal recovery. Let's begin with sugar. A randomized crossover study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that participants who had a high glycemic meal before bedtime experienced more frequent awakenings, lighter sleep, and reduced time in slow-wave sleep compared to when they consumed a low glycemic meal. What's the reason? Sudden increases in blood sugar result in quick rises in insulin, which are then followed by a significant decrease in blood glucose a few hours later, typically in the early part of the night, when the body is meant to be transitioning into deep, restorative sleep. The drop initiates a reaction of stress. As cortisol, the main hormone that helps you wake up, increases, you might notice a slight rise in your heart rate. Your brain, detecting fluctuations in energy availability, becomes more engaged, leading to lighter stages of sleep. Now incorporate dietary fat, particularly saturated fat. A 2016 study conducted by researchers at Columbia University revealed a connection between high saturated fat diets and a decrease in slow-wave sleep, along with an increase in nighttime arousals. The mix of fat and sugar can be quite problematic, as it hinders digestion, elevates body temperature, and keeps the sympathetic nervous system more engaged, sending signals to the brain that it's not secure to completely relax into deep sleep. Have you observed your feelings following a late-night burger, pizza, or bowl of ice cream? You might drift off to sleep swiftly, yet there's a greater chance you'll awaken feeling unrefreshed, agitated, or mentally clouded. Your body is signaling that the recovery process has been disrupted, and it's not solely about your feelings. These interruptions hinder the release of growth hormone and diminish testosterone production, both of which are crucial for muscle recovery, fat metabolism, and overall physical vitality. What would be a more effective strategy? A straightforward guideline. Steer clear of foods that are high in sugar or saturated fat for a minimum of 3 hours before bedtime. If you find yourself needing to eat later, whether after a workout or due to a long day, opt for something that is lower in sugar, lower in fat, and preferably abundant in slow-digesting protein. In Part 4, we'll explore this further. But even a small serving of cottage cheese or a casein protein shake can enhance overnight recovery instead of hindering it. And here's the inspiring insight. Your evening decisions go beyond mere discipline. It's about preparing your body for optimal performance, similar to how you wouldn't shine bright lights into your eyes at 11 p.m. To achieve deep sleep, it's essential to avoid overwhelming your body with insulin and cortisol triggers, as this will hinder its ability to enter restorative anabolic states. If this insight is aiding your understanding of the link between nighttime eating and muscle recovery, think about subscribing. Every week, we analyze science-based strategies like this to assist you in enhancing your mental clarity, physical health, and everyday effectiveness. Having discussed the impact of sugar and fat on sleep, let's delve into a more intricate topic: the metabolic conflict between insulin and growth hormone. We'll examine how your late-night food choices could be hindering the most potent recovery signal your body generates while you rest. This upcoming insight is often misinterpreted, yet is vital to understanding nighttime nutrition. The relationship between insulin and growth hormone, two significant metabolic hormones that cannot function optimally simultaneously. Let's analyze it step by step. Each night, about 60 to 90 minutes after you drift off, provided you're enjoying restful sleep, your brain initiates the most significant surge of growth hormone you'll experience in a day. This increase usually happens during deep non-REM sleep, and it plays several essential roles, encouraging muscle repair, utilizing fat stores for energy, aiding tissue regeneration, and enhancing overall recovery. Here's the issue at hand. Insulin, the hormone that is released in response to the consumption of carbohydrates or protein, has a direct effect on inhibiting the release of growth hormone. Eating a high-carb, high-protein, or even a moderately sized meal just before bed raises your insulin levels at a time when your body should be fasting and letting growth hormone perform its repair functions. A study featured in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism revealed that increased insulin inhibits growth hormone secretion by obstructing the hypothalamic signals responsible for triggering its release. In simpler terms, insulin signals to your body that it is in a fed state. It's time to create and preserve. On the other hand, growth hormone indicates that we are in a state of repair during the night while fasting. It's time to rejuvenate and revitalize. The two don't get along very well. It's akin to attempting to speed up while simultaneously coming to a halt. You find yourself facing metabolic disarray, lacking complete recovery and effective storage, resulting in subpar results on both sides. Have you ever realized that eating late, even if it's a healthy choice, can leave you waking up feeling bloated, less toned, or experiencing soreness for longer than usual after exercising? This probably relates to the inhibited function of growth hormone and the reduced ability to use fat as energy while sleeping. What's the answer? Here's a useful structure. It's advisable to have a gap of 2.5 to 3 hours between your final substantial meal and when you go to bed. This allows insulin levels to decrease, enabling your body to reach a fasted state. In that state of fasting, growth hormone can increase naturally, fulfilling its evolutionary purpose of repairing muscle, burning fat, and enhancing cellular health. If you find yourself needing to eat later, such as after your evening resistance training, choose something with minimal carbs and a moderate amount of protein, like a small serving of casein or collagen protein. These choices elicit a low insulin response and are absorbed gradually, delivering amino acids while having a limited impact on growth hormone secretion. The processes occurring in your brain during this fasting period are truly fascinating. The hypothalamus secretes growth hormone-releasing hormone, known as GHRH. The pituitary gland releases growth hormone, prompting your body to channel energy inward for muscle repair, brain detoxification, and mitochondrial recovery. However, that occurs only when insulin isn't continuously overwhelming your system. This perspective goes beyond mere nutrition. It's all about finding the right moment for your recovery. To achieve muscle growth, fat loss, and enhanced mental clarity and resilience, it's essential to prioritize your nighttime routine alongside your daily workouts and nutrition. And that means understanding when to put the fork down. This is an excellent time to contemplate something. Some of the most significant transformations in our physiology arise not from increasing our efforts. They originate from knowing when to halt. Avoiding screen time, avoiding late meals, avoiding caffeine in the afternoon. This isn't limitation, it's accuracy. Precision serves as the cornerstone of optimal performance. Up to this point, we've discussed the foods to avoid before sleeping, including high glycemic carbohydrates, saturated fats, and late-night meals that can elevate insulin levels. What if you require something prior to sleep? Perhaps you've had a tiring day, exercised late, or you just find it easier to sleep with some food in your stomach. Here's the positive update. The aim is not to end the day with an empty stomach. The aim is to select foods that aid in muscle preservation while ensuring sleep hormones and recovery mechanisms remain unaffected. Let's discuss our approach. The perfect fuel for nighttime has three essential qualities. Minimal insulin effect, allowing growth hormone levels to remain unaffected. Gradually releasing protein to supply amino acids over an extended period. It has properties that support sleep by promoting neurotransmitters such as GABA and serotonin, and it aids in regulating melatonin. A notable choice is casein protein, a slowly digesting dairy protein that research has demonstrated can enhance muscle protein synthesis during the night. A randomized controlled trial published in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise revealed that athletes who ingested 40 grams of casein 30 minutes prior to sleep experienced a notable increase in strength and muscle mass compared to those who did not. What's the reason? Since casein is digested slowly, it provides muscles with amino acids during the night without leading to a significant insulin spike. It's like a consistent flow, methodical and enduring, providing nourishment over time. An alternative is cottage cheese, which is naturally high in casein and also contains tryptophan, a precursor to serotonin that eventually converts to melatonin. That enhances its effectiveness, supports muscle health, and promotes better sleep. Another option to think about is collagen protein or bone broth powder, particularly if your emphasis is on joint repair or the health of connective tissues. Collagen contains minimal insulinogenic amino acids, which means it has a negligible effect on insulin levels. Additionally, it provides glycine, a substance known to enhance sleep quality and lower body temperature during the night. Research published in the journal Sleep and Biological Rhythms revealed that consuming 3 grams of glycine prior to bedtime assisted participants in falling asleep more quickly, achieving deeper sleep, and feeling less tired the following day. Glycine serves as a gentle calming agent for the nervous system, fostering a sense of tranquility and encouraging restorative sleep. If you find yourself wanting carbs before bedtime, here's a resource you might find helpful. A modest portion of low glycemic carbohydrates, such as a couple of kiwi slices, some cherries, or a small handful of oats, combined with protein can indeed be beneficial. These carbohydrates help in transforming tryptophan into serotonin and subsequently into melatonin, particularly when consumed 2 to 3 hours prior to bedtime. However, the focus should be on the amount and variety, avoiding heavy starches, sugary snacks, and high-fat mixes. Here's a straightforward, evidence-based nighttime routine. Complete your last full meal 3 hours before bedtime, and if necessary, have a light snack 1 to 2 hours prior. Aim for 20 to 30 grams of casein or cottage cheese, which can be complemented with a teaspoon of nut butter or a handful of low glycemic berries. Steer clear of alcohol, refined sugar, and heavy fats for at least 3 to 4 hours prior to bedtime. Keep in mind that your evening habits influence how well you recover. The food you consume doesn't merely remain in your stomach, it interacts with your brain, hormones, and muscles. When you eat mindfully, you communicate that it's time for healing. If these insights are encouraging you to reconsider your approach to evening meals, I welcome you to subscribe. This channel focuses on transforming genuine science into practical strategies that you can experience physically, in your rest, and in your daily presence. Let's explore how caffeine, alcohol, and even seemingly healthy teas or chocolate can quietly undermine your overnight muscle recovery, despite your efforts in nutrition. It's simple to believe that consuming the appropriate foods at the right moments guarantees you a good night's sleep and effective overnight recovery. However, there's an additional aspect that frequently goes unnoticed, and it's equally important. Your beverage choices, including caffeine, alcohol, and even those considered healthy like dark chocolate, yerba mate, or matcha, can greatly impact your body's recovery, muscle growth, and sleep regulation, particularly if consumed too near bedtime. Let's start with caffeine. Caffeine not only energizes you, but also inhibits adenosine, the brain molecule that accumulates during the day and induces the urge to sleep. Caffeine attaches to adenosine receptors, keeping you alert, and even if you manage to sleep later, it interferes with the structure of your sleep. Studies from Stanford and Harvard indicate that consuming caffeine as little as 6 hours prior to bedtime can cut total sleep time by over an hour and notably diminish slow-wave sleep, which is crucial for growth hormone release and muscle recovery. This is what it signifies. You may rest, but you won't heal. Recovery is the stage where transformation occurs on physical, mental, and hormonal levels. Experts in sleep neuroscience recommend eliminating caffeine completely at least 8 to 10 hours prior to bedtime. If you hit the hay at 10 p.m., your final cup of coffee should be finished by 12 noon. Definitely not at 3 p.m. or 5 p.m. But noon. The buffer enables adenosine levels to recover, allowing your nervous system to start relaxing. Let's discuss alcohol now. Contrary to popular belief, alcohol does not aid in achieving restful sleep. In the evening, when you consume alcohol, even just a glass or two, various effects take place. Decreasing REM sleep can significantly impact emotional processing and the consolidation of memories. Disrupting deep sleep hinders muscle recovery and affects hormone production. Raising your core body temperature contradicts what your brain requires to trigger restful sleep. A study in alcoholism clinical and experimental research revealed that even moderate alcohol consumption decreased nighttime growth hormone secretion by almost 70% in disrupted sleep cycles for as long as 5 hours post-ingestion. Consider that. A single evening drink can obstruct almost the entire prime repair window of your body. Even if it seems like you're sleeping soundly through the night, your nervous system is busy dealing with toxins rather than focusing on tissue repair. And here's a clever choice: dark chocolate. It's loaded with antioxidants and magnesium, but it also contains theobromine, a stimulant akin to caffeine. 1 ounce of 85% dark chocolate may provide a stimulation equivalent to 20 to 25 milliliters of caffeine. It may not appear significant, but for sensitive individuals or those consuming it within a couple of hours before bedtime, it can be sufficient to postpone the onset of sleep or diminish deep sleep. It's the same with green tea, yerba mate, and even certain protein powders and nighttime supplements. Numerous products include concealed sources of caffeine, or thermogenic compounds, that raise heart rate and boost alertness, precisely what you should avoid before bedtime. Here's the plan. Avoid caffeine after 12 p.m., or at least 8 hours prior to going to bed. If you prioritize performance and muscle recovery, it's best to cut out alcohol completely. However, if you choose to indulge, make sure to stop drinking at least 3 to 4 hours before bedtime and stay well hydrated. Cocoa, herbal infusions, and nutritional aids. Avoid stimulant content for 4 to 6 hours before sleep. Choose herbal teas such as chamomile or rooibos instead. Each sip you enjoy in the evening either enhances or undermines your body's capacity to rejuvenate. Your mind doesn't merely rest, it rejuvenates, reorganizes, and revitalizes. Your muscles not only take a break, they also regenerate. The deeper your insight into how these concealed stimulants disrupt, the better you can reclaim authority over your recovery. Next, we will delve into a lesser-known yet potent method that enhances muscle growth while you sleep, focusing on body temperature regulation. This is a transformative moment. Many individuals concentrate on protein, calories, or workouts when considering muscle growth. Yet one of the most overlooked factors, particularly regarding overnight recovery, is body temperature. Your body maintains a specific thermal set point that plays a crucial role in determining not only your ability to fall asleep, but also the repair of your muscles, the balance of your hormones, and the resetting of your nervous system during sleep. Interestingly, to achieve deeper, more anabolic sleep, it's essential to lower your core temperature. What's the reason? Body temperature serves as a crucial factor in regulating sleep patterns. Research conducted by the University of Pittsburgh and Harvard Medical School indicates that a decrease in core body temperature by just 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit serves as a crucial signal for entering slow-wave sleep, commonly referred to as deep sleep, the crucial moment when muscle tissue undergoes repair and growth hormone reaches its highest levels. Here's what's going on in your mind and body. As darkness descends, your suprachiasmatic nucleus, SCN, the primary regulator in your hypothalamus, starts to adjust circadian hormones, leading to an increase in melatonin levels. However, your body simultaneously begins to dissipate heat through your extremities, such as your hands and feet, as a way to regulate your core temperature. The drop indicates to the brain that it's time to enter deeper stages of sleep. If your body becomes excessively warm, whether from a heated bedroom, a late exercise session, alcohol consumption, or a substantial meal, this cooling mechanism is hindered. According to sleep scientist Dr. Matthew Walker, that can reduce slow-wave sleep by as much as 40 to 50%. Keep in mind that during slow-wave sleep, muscle fibers undergo repair, inflammation decreases, and your immune system gets a reset. How can you make the most of this? Discover 4 effective science-based methods to enhance body temperature for improved sleep and muscle recovery. Chill your space to a temperature between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Fifth, research indicates that this range effectively activates the body's natural thermoregulation response, essential for achieving deep sleep. When your bedroom feels overly warm, it becomes difficult for your body to release heat properly, leading to a decline in the quality of your sleep. Whether you realize it or not, enjoy a hot shower or bath 1 to 2 hours before you go to sleep. This might seem counterintuitive, but how can a hot bath actually help you feel cooler? Here's the latest update. Warm water expands blood vessels close to the skin, aiding in the quicker release of heat once you exit. The abrupt cooling sensation resembles the body's natural temperature decline, aiding your brain in quickly transitioning into deeper sleep. This protocol has demonstrated an ability to enhance slow-wave sleep and decrease sleep latency, the duration it takes to fall asleep, by as much as 36%. Steer clear of vigorous exercise for 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. Engaging in physical activity elevates the core body temperature, often lasting for a few hours. If your body remains in an elevated temperature from a late workout, you might doze off, but the quality of your deep sleep could be reduced. Try to train earlier in the day when you can, or at the very least, allow your body some time to cool down with gentle stretching, staying hydrated, and taking a shower. Rest comfortably with airy linens and light attire. Excessive warmth from thick blankets or sleepwear can disrupt the body's ability to regulate temperature. Choose breathable fabrics such as bamboo, cotton, or linen, and think about using a cooling mattress or pad if you tend to get hot while sleeping. The aim is to assist your body in letting go of heat, rather than retaining it. Plus, you can totally let your feet hang out from under the blankets. This simple technique aids in dissipating heat through a major thermal outlet of the body and can speed up the arrival of deeper sleep. Body temperature goes beyond mere comfort. It acts as a physiological switch that influences the quality of your sleep, determining if it is restorative or restless, and whether your muscles recover or decline. So this evening, consider more than just your protein or calorie intake. Inquire whether my surroundings are conducive to allowing my body to sufficiently cool down for achieving deep anabolic sleep. Sometimes, the distinction between waking up feeling drained or invigorated lies not in your gym routine, but in how effectively your body has cooled down and recovered afterward.